Hey guys, welcome back. It's grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourselves and having a great start to the weekend wherever you are in the world. Hopefully having a beer, it's Halloween. Maybe you guys are going to some Halloween parties or anything like that. Today we're going to be doing another video. I build them so you don't have to. And before we get into today's video, if you're interested in this series, please remember to give me a like, comment, and subscribe. We are carrying this on in knowledge of Matt Kappa. If you would like to see any of your favorite champions built, or any champions you have in mind or want to see if they're worth investing, let me know down in the comments down below. Pretty much any champion is up to grabs. Obviously for legendaries and mythicals, we are hoping to have them on my account and not on other people's accounts. So if we have them, that's fair enough. I have most of the epics in the game, pretty much nearly 6-starred as well. So we're going to use the content creator perks to use against this type of content. Definitely got plenty of resources, so it's not a problem at all. Normally when we do these series, which I'm going to start doing is start naming all the S tier areas are, and also be giving a shout out to the person dropping that comment. If is anyone dropping a comment, I also might throw in a few as well on my own half for if I feel like it's good. So we have Mordern Thinker on the channel. He's asked it for a suggestion on FENAX. Now you guys know I am a fan of FENAX anywhere within the Raidshadowlegends, and when we're talking about nukers, and especially epic nukers, FENAX is one of the hardest hitters on the A1. So let's go and have a look at FENAX's kit and see why it's so good. And I can also name you some areas which I'll put along the screen here, that where he is going to be S tier, or pretty much like a must build for most people. I'm talking most people. I'm not talking about the Krakens, but even some of the Krakens will still want to invest in him. So right now, it is worth knowing he's got a block revive on the screen. So he's got a block revive, so he's a double. It's a double hitter if there's any buffs, and this can be a block revive. So this is really good in arena. Where attack all enemies has a block boss, which would be really good for Hydra, and a block tactic skill, which is really good against mythicals, which stops them transforming. Then we also have a single hitter, which we're probably not going to showcase in today's video, which is on a 4-turn cooldown with a defense down and decreased speed. However, this could be a very good ability now for the new Hydra. So we've got two builds for today, a PVC and a PVP. We're talking about some different masteries as well, so I'll drop all the timestamps down in the comments. It's going to be a long one, so it's going to be a long video. So let's have a look where he is going to be S tier. He's got really good stats overall, 60 critical damage, which I think is quite average actually. I was thinking it was higher, but it's not. And there's definitely a lot of surge going up in epic nukers with the empowerment, etc., which is going to be super key. So where is he going to be good for then? If I do miss anywhere, let me know down in the comments as well. So obviously arena, we're talking about siege, classic, any type of arena content really, set from like platinum push and high-end golden arena, like gold 4. I suppose gold 3 would be perfectly fine for live arena. And then obviously we're talking about faction wars. This guy is absolute beast for faction wars because he has a block revive against the boss. The boss is one of the few bosses where he can actually revive his ads, so this will block revive. And then if you get the block revive ads, he will also put like block damage and block debuffs. This can also counter that as well against a boss in faction wars. So for me, he's always a first pick when faction wars. Obviously the decreased defense and the decreased speed really helps as well. When we're talking about Doom Tower waves obviously pretty strong, and we're also talking about the Frost Spider as well. If you struggle with the HE burn, you can use FENAX here to get the block revive off if you don't have a Lydia, etc. as well. Ice Column, this is a very good ability as well, can be useful in Fire Knight. However, there is better champions I would probably recommend. And then obviously we're talking about Hydra. Hydra is going to be very good in. We're going to run him in Nightmare overall, and we'll see him there as well. So we'll start off with all the P versus P build, and then we'll go into the we'll start with the P versus E, and then we'll start going with the P versus P. So let's go ahead, take him into some things. All right, so we're going to do a damage test with Mr. FENAX. We've got to increase attack, and we've got a defense down, and we're gonna have a look at these these numbers, right? Which is generally what we want to see. So we'll start off with the AoE. Let's have a look at the AoE damage. Slow this down. Overall, we're talking 180. I think that was 180 to 100, which is pretty nice. We're going to go ahead and do the increased speed up as well. And looks like we had refresh proc there. Just speed this up for a second. We already have some damage out, so I think we'll try and hit this one. This is a one hitter. Try this out. 220k, which is pretty juicy. And obviously, you want to be bringing in an ally attack for the A1. So you can see here, he's got such low cooldowns, which is very good. Actually, I guess it's not low cooldowns, 2 turns, 4 turn cooldowns. It's interesting. 80 there, right? I don't think we actually had increased attack on us there. So we'll try that again. Yeah, that says 132 just with one hit. You can see that actually hits like a truck. So let's go ahead, take him into Ice Golem now and see what he can do in Ice Golem. Right, okay, so I just threw a team together for this. We've got double ally attack, which should be very, very useful for the ads. We've got our mans to lock them down. Not the most ideal team, if I'm honest, but you know, it's okay. And there's survivability there, so we should be okay. We might get wiped from the boss, right? Generally, with the passive, but we'll see. You'll see here we'll come in with the increased attack, which is going to be super key. We have the increased defense, etc. Which is going to be super key. Obviously, this is not the most ideal team, but you know, it kind of works overall. So, you know, it is what it is. But generally, FENAX is a champion that you can generally use. I'd probably say Ice Golem normal. I probably won't use him in hard, but this is where you will generally see him. And obviously, if you're limited for champions as well, really helps. So something you can kind of do. You can see there we've got through the first wave, actually fairly quick, right? Obviously, Armand's really helps with the wave clear, which is going to be super, super nice. The defense down and weaken. And you can see some big numbers coming in there. There's that. You can see 199, I think that was, on the A1. It's a big hit. That's one of the hardest A1 hits in the game. 227er. So you'll see here going into the boss. Now you could click the ads, but generally you want us to try and work this on normal. You can see there's the A1. And then yeah, we'll just see this ads go in. Obviously sheep doesn't work. Thank God. You'll see hopefully FENAX will just target the ads automatically. See some big numbers there. There's a big hit from us. We'll really test our survivability. Obviously, our man's absolute beast. Tried using champions at people who actually have or can actually gain. I think the only one here is actually Necrid, which is just going to be survivability champions that you want to aim for. We did get the block revive on one of the ads there. And like so. And see here. Okay. We should make this. You can see here it's actually quite slow run, but you know it's one of the ones. Ooh, 315k there on the A1. And you can see here as well, we kind of want Thingy to protect us a bit. I think we should have enough in the gas to finish this off. Lovely jubbly. So there we are. There's the proof on the pudding. 4.6 million damage coming in from FENAX overall, which is pretty nice. So I guess we could take him into ice frost spider, but I think that's going to be too much for the video, if I'm honest. Let me know down in the comments, but yeah, definitely a very good counter. We don't actually have it this rotation, which is a bit of a shame. So let's go ahead and take a look at him in Hydra then, right? Oh, hopefully you liked the music there and enjoyed the music. So this is where you see with FENAX. FENAX coming in with 5.8 million damage. Fast to Destroy, which has really, really solid gear coming in as a 6-piece merciless set. You guys can go check out all these builds that are in my channel. I'll drop the link down below for all these builds on a different video. So if you want interested in them, you can go ahead check it out. So you can see here, Mishi, who's in a provoke set, he's not in savage, so it's really hard to compare him. But you can see 3.3, Blast Destroyer at 5 million coming in, and Blast Destroyer has a really hard hitting. I think you will see him do about 2 million on that 8.3 ability. So yeah, FENAX coming in with some superb damage overall. If you could squeeze another ally attack champion in your Hydra teams, this could be very, very strong indeed. So let's go and take a look at his PVE build that we would recommend. So this is the PVE build that I would recommend for like Hydra, Ice Golem, ideally like the best of the best gear, right? If you don't have the Merciless, then just try and get Stone Skin. Sorry, not Stone Skin, try and get a Savage build or Lethal, even on Crawl if you can. And if you're early game, then it's probably not the video for you. If you're like looking for Faction Wars, then Lifesteal could also be another option, or Stone Skin as well could be another option as well. So let's have a look then at the stats. 6-piece Merciless will give you a 30% chance again a cooldown. Stats for Hydra then, which is going to be bonuses as well. We don't have any Ice Golem bonuses, but you can see here these are the stats before that, and then with no stats with Ice Golem, we're calling an attack of 6,100. With increased attack, that's going to be like 9,000 attack, which is pretty strong. 250 speed, which is generally probably a little bit too much for Ice Golem normal, but generally a good speed to aim for. 250 critical damage is a very good amount of critical damage to kind of aim for. And obviously, if you want to land the debuffs on the A2 and the A3, which is mainly needed for Hydra, then I would be building in the accuracy requirements there as well, which should be actually 400 for Nightmare, which is where we ran Mr. FENAX today. So let's have a look at pieces of gear then. Generally, you should be looking for attack, critical damage, critical rate, and speed, and then some survivability on top. Overall, for me, the blessing would be Heaviscast or Cruelty for Hydra. And then for Arena, yeah, probably the same as well, or even Phantom Touch could be a good one for a multi-hit on A1. These are the masteries that we're running for. These are more P versus P masteries, if I'm being honest. So let's go ahead and show you some P versus E masteries, which are more aimed at Hydra specifically. We're going to be using Master Hex for a 30% chance to extend the A2 and the E3, which is going to be really, really useful. Obviously, accuracy going down here. Life Drinker, extremely important on damage dealers for Hydra. I actually made a mistake because you want Cycle of Violence to get a cooldowns on the A2 mainly, and that's why I wouldn't really focus on the A3 as much. And then it's just much damage as possible overall for P versus E. So let's go take him into P versus P arena content, where we're going to have a look in Platinum Push and see what kind of teams I'd recommend to build for that type of content, and then we can go ahead and look at a couple of things as well. Okay, so we're in Platinum Arena. This is a style of team that Modric Thinker is asking to kind of see. This is in Platinum Arena, so it's very, very end game. We've got double ally attack as well coming in, and obviously trying to come in and cut in between these two. We have a bolster set here as well to help with the survivability, and obviously Necrid is just really, really solid against these style of teams, and then she's in here for the increased attack as well as the A1, right? So let's see if we can go ahead and jump start this. I'm hoping to see if he's going to go set off my Merciless, and then we can come in with the big boy Fear. Oh, actually with Faster and him. Damn, you don't see that every day. Now, that will be something we'll look at. We can sheep Sifi actually to stop her being a nuisance. And then we can come in and try and get the ally attack on Taurus. You can see there's a block revive on Taurus, which is pretty strong. Then we're going to aim for Sifi as well. Okay, so we didn't get what we wanted to Sifi, so let's see the A2 in action, which is going to be pretty nice. Now he can be a pain in the bum, so we're going to go ahead, split forms here and just stun. And unfortunately, we can't ignore Stone Skin, but that's it is what it is with that. We can go ahead, come in, block revive again, which is going to be the 51k damage there, which is pretty nice. We'll try and strip Stone Skin if we can. Doesn't work to advantage. We'll go ahead and protect him again. I'm actually going to sheep here with increased accuracy, and then try and break the sheep with A1, which is generally a way to go. Obviously, there can't be a Grim Reaper video without Mr. Sheep popping up somewhere within my video. So there we go. Very, very solid team overall in Platinum Arena, being wiped out by Mr. FENAX with 364k damage. Now, I have changed the build slightly from the PVE build, which I'll show you a second, which would be the most ideal build. Now, we need to try and attack people who are generally going to be slower than me, which is not going to be easy because I've not got C-Feet in my teams. So we can try and see if we're faster than anyone. We did one-shot him last time. Okay, so actually we could be a really solid counter to Horsey and Monkey, right? So let's see if we can play this right. Now, we do have Armand's Sonic set. I do have Armand's video, which was released later on this week on this build, so you can go ahead and check that out if you want. I'm actually going to play the stun and then try and sheep Odom, so he's not a problem for me. For some reason, there wasn't no pinpoint there, but that's interesting. So we're going to get rid of this monkey because it's the most difficult one. The block revive. Amazing counter, right? Then I'm actually going to take out Odin, so we're just going to get the block damage up. And you can just see here, we are just mauling through this team and basically just see for your life, right? She can't revive anyone. She can't do anything. FENAX is the real deal when we're talking about damage dealer as epics. And if you can get them into +4, if your savage gear is lacking, you can get them +4. If you can get a 4-star blessing, even a 6-star would be nice. I guess it'd be 2, 6, and 2, 4, and 6 should look for attack, critical damage, and speed, which would be the blessings that you'd want for him. Let's see if we can find one more, have a little bit of fun here. We got like a go 2nd-star team here as well, so you can see he's really strong with Lady Makagi, which all of you guys can access for sure. And I guess you can use someone like Arbiter or a Duchess as well if you don't have the Necrits. Duchess would be a really good pick overall. So again, we can actually just do the ally attack into cardio there. We do hit into one piece stone skin, but we did survive everything else. I'm going to go ahead and just put ally protection on him because Candy's very dangerous to us. We do the AoE to target Candy. Again, reaction. Very, very well built team, as you can see. And then again, we're just going to use Lady M here just to transform and strip and to try and get a block revive on Candy before he wipes me out and makes me look like a donut on my own video. Oh, man. What is that? Swift parry. Okay, so we should generally have enough in the tank to kind of generally finish this now. We could sheep here to remove the swift parry. And then we're just going to double tap. Go with stun, I guess, or turn me to drop, put that back down. And see what else we can do. I think you guys can kind of see what I'm trying to do in this video. Tap, tap. And overall, I think he's one of my favorite epics in this game, for sure, when we're talking about this style of thing that he can generally do. And it's just a case now waiting for Duchess just to drop and kill this team off, right? 2 minutes, no, it's not too bad. We're only up here, but you can do the job very, very well, which is pretty good, right? Let's go see his build then. His P versus P build, and that we're going to wrap up the video for today. Okay, so this is the build. This is my recommendation for live arena and high-end gold arena. If you're not using Necrid as well, it's going to be super, super key. If you're actually using Necrid or champion that can really protect him well, then you don't generally need the stone skin. You could just use the merciless build, which we had generally the first time overall. So these are the stats we're looking for. Stone skin, we can drop the speed a little bit and let them outrun us, and then we don't have to worry about the reaction so much. So I'm going to go ahead and move my head here. So you can see here, really high critical damage, speed, and attack is better enough to focus on speed. Minimum 200 for this type of content in a 4-piece stone skin, a savage or lethal. And then you can go for 300 critical damage, 250 critical damage, and then pump that attack high as possible. I think once you get to like 6,500 attack, start pumping that critical damage up to 300, and then generally is. I would recommend not to use sheep accuracy because of sheep, and also you'll lose damage. You just want him to go in there for that block revive ability, and he can counter some of the best nukers in this game, like Monkey, etc. As you saw. Overall, these are the masteries again for you guys to kind of see. I think that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully, again, you've really enjoyed this. I appreciate you watching till the end. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.